Dartmoor, the 10th largest national park in England and Wales, only larger than the Broads, Exmoor, the New Forest and Pembrokeshire, home of the prison, a lake and the beautiful wildlife. With 23 conservation areas and a population of 34,000, Dartmoor is actually quite insignificant compared to the wider list of national parks within the British Isles.
I was drawn to Dartmoor to meet Keith Lakey, a man who believes he can speak to animals. Over the coming days, I'll be spending time with Keith to find the truth behind his claims, to meet the man behind the whispers. Welcome to Dartmoor! 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 Dartmoor!
So, tell me about your lifestyle.
Well, I wouldn't really say it's a lifestyle, I'd say it's much more of a craft.
Oh, like carpentry?
Something like that. You see, carpentry, I suppose they've got their staple rules and that. You've got the 3 golden rules of animal whispering: tack, T, track, A, approach, and C, chat.
Right. And would you say that you set off early in the morning to do animal whispering?
I reckon no. Morning is usually the worst time to do it because the farmers are actually still there. I like to wait around noon, so that's when the farmers classically go and have a siesta. So you want the farmers to be gone, and you want the natural property of the moss to be at its most potent. So that's why you want the sun at the highest point in the sky.
I see. And do the farmers not enjoy the fact that you whisper to their animals?
They do not. They are suspicious of me.
So what kind of equipment do you use for your animal whispering adventures?
Well, basically, in my bag here, I've got the standard whispering kit. You start off with a net.
And what's that for?
The net is in case you wanted to speak to any of the fish in the human realm.
The human realm being?
Outside of the water. We called it the Little Mermaid effect. You can't do it for too long because they will die.
Well, of course.
Next up, most very important, William and Kate the movie.
Do you play that to the animals?
Yep, I play that for the sheep as they are the most patriotic farm animal. Not many people know that. Next up, you've got your rolling pin.
And what's that for?
Self-defense in the main, you know.
Against what?
Badgers and that. They are very aggressive creatures. If you approach them, they will try and bite you.
Sure.
So next is your broken mandarin segments.
Do you have a tin omer?
I do not, no. But importantly, this here is for the bovine creatures. So you smother yourself in it, and that'll attract the cows.
Right.
And once the cows are there, you got your pregnancy test.
Wild dogs looking for a good time.
Attack.
Snow, weather or fog, we will chase you down into the ground.
Right, well, I can converse with the majority of the animals up here that are native to Dartmoor. Your basic Dartmoor pony, if you wanted to go and say hello to that, you'd say, that's basically translates as, "You're right, bye," and then you got sheep and cows. Interesting thing about sheep and cows is people think that cows say moo and sheep say ba. It's the other way around, you see. So cows actually say brrr, and sheep they go meh. Interesting thing. Not a lot of people know that.
Can you do dog?
Pardon?
Can you do dog?
Nah.
What about cats?
No.
Leave this town because it's falling on.
I could do spider too. A lot of people don't realise that spiders have got feelings too. Mainly sad. But you can't give a spider Prozac. Because at the end of the day, it's unreasonable to expect a spider to consume its own body weight in antidepressants.
Did you hear that? Hear what? Can you hear that? Can you...
So, how did it happen then? Oh, well, basically, I was on a wander in these here woods, and I slipped over, bumped my head. So, I went to the hospital. They gave me a Murray scan, and they said I've got a benign tumour on my cerebral cortex. So I reckon, you know, I've got a tumour in my brain, I'll probably be able to speak to fish. So, doctors, they reckon it's a neurological phenomenon, whereas I reckon I'm part druid. Did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get it? Yeah, sorry. His mum's just died.
I came here to Dartmoor to talk to Keith about his lifestyle, but it's become more and more clear that he believes animal whispering is much more than that. He seems to think that he's the last of his kind, that there's some kind of linear association between him and others. More importantly, that there have been others, other animal whisperers. Keith was kind enough to lend me a draft of his book, So You Think You're a Whisperer, a complete and concise history of the animal whispering community. Not having much to work with, I did some research of my own, and I found that there are internet communities who believe animal whispering dates back to ancient Egyptian times, where in the hieroglyphics we can see the relationship between pharaohs and their cats was much more than a stroke and a cuddle. It was in fact an emotional bond. Thousands of years passed, and then we look into the 20th century, and we can see that Margaret Thatcher's influence in economic policies is actually thanks to her trustworthy ape, John. If we look back a little bit, Gandhi and his two goats can often be seen pictured together. And Churchill, we thank him for the victory of our Allied forces in World War II. But in actual fact, it was thanks to the translation of his trustworthy dog that he made such victorious speeches. And if it wasn't for him, well, we'd all be speaking German Shepherd. I want to focus less on Keith's interest in the past and animal whispering, and see how his relationship manifests with other human beings.
So Keith, what is it about animals that inspires you?
Oh, animals, you know, the important thing to remember about animals is that they're everywhere, you know, and they live together in harmony. So over there you got the ponies and the sheep,
Oh yeah.
and in the river it's similar with the krill and that, isn't it? So you know, just nice, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
And would you say your relationship with humans is the same? With humans?
Eh? Why? What?
Your relationship with humans, what is it like?
Humans? Why do you need to know that?
Well, because
It isn't about human whispering, is it? It's about...
No, Keith, I just, you have such a respect.
So, I don't want to do it no more.
No, it's
whoa,
okay.
whoa. Just go speak to him.
What do you mean go speak?
Just go back over and
You've
speak.
seen how angry that question made me.
He's alright, just go and calm him down. He's a nut job.
Look, I can't go speak.
Just
to him.
go and speak.
Let's... Keith, just listen to me.
Turn it off!
Keith, just listen. Please. Listen to me.
I don't understand. I don't understand why you know that.
I'm just asking a question. I know.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, whoa, calm down! Calm down!
My questions appeared to have angered Keith. He told our producer that he didn't want to be involved in our project any longer. But I couldn't leave it there. I needed to get to the bottom of his story. I spoke to his family to dig a little deeper.
It was after the fall. I went to uni for 3 years, and when I got back, he had kind of gone rogue. He'd turned into a different person. He started turning up to all family events with different animals. I mean, he started off with insects, and then he kind of built his way up. He went to Dad's birthday with a slow loris. I mean, where'd you get a slow loris in Dartmoor?
So, how do you know Keith Lakey?
Oh, I know Keith Lakey. We grew up in the same village. He moved down south and then he moved up north. I ain't seen him in a while, but he did ring my mum the other day.
How long have you known Keith Lakey?
Well, I'm 22.
What do you think about Keith Lakey's animal whispering?
Oh yeah, he's good at that. Well, when we was younger, we went to a horse farm, and he was whispering to the horses, and he must have said go away because they ran off. It was quite good.
Well, thank you very much, and your name is?
Keith Lakey.
No. Thank you. You don't mind him living here then?
Ooh, it's alright, but his bedroom's right next to the bathroom, and he decides to sleep in the bath because he wants to do as the owls do.
Do owls sleep in baths?
I don't know, I was hoping you could tell me, really.
2 weeks later, Keith contacted us again. He said that his original desire to be involved in the film was so that the whispering community could have a voice and be more accepted, but that his extreme reaction would only lead to further societal rejection. He asked for another chance. You responded very strongly when I asked about your relationship with humans. Do you find it hard to fit in?
Yeah, I suppose I may never fit, really. I'm like a horse-shaped block trying to cram my way into a society-shaped doll. I may never fit. But does it matter? When you look at me right in my eyes, what do you see? A loner? A whisperer? A freak? No. Just because I think differently, behave differently, like different things, that don't make me different. I just want to be loved and accepted like any other human being would. I want the world to see animal whisperers for who they are. People that whisper to animals. Is there anything so wrong with that?
Hearing Keith talk so bluntly about his place within society made me realise that maybe I hadn't given him the time that he deserved. I had heard about his claims and travelled to Dartmoor, treating him like a character, a story. In order to understand him and his lifestyle better, I needed to get into his head. I needed to try whispering myself.
saying?
Over my time with Keith, I've learned a lot about myself, about life, and about how we should treat more individual members of our communities. We've laughed together, we've talked about life. You could in fact say that we've become friends. And most importantly, I've learnt that humans are animals, and animals can often be humans. In the words of the great Bloodhound Gang, you and me, baby, we ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. And go talk to some cows.